Most people think intelligence is a shortcut, a secret advantage, a fast lane through life. But what if the very thing that makes you capable also makes everything heavier? Because high intelligence doesn't just sharpen perception, it amplifies experience. And what most people call a gift often comes wrapped in pressure, isolation, and quiet mental exhaustion. Psychology has long observed something uncomfortable. The sharper the mind, the deeper the internal battles. Emotional tension, social disconnect, existential weight. And most of it stays invisible. Here are 8 real struggles of being highly intelligent. Some of them may feel uncomfortably familiar. Stay with me, because one of these might explain something you've felt for years. 1. You overthink constantly. Your mind doesn't power down. It loops, replays, dissects. A simple conversation becomes a post-mortem analysis. A small decision becomes a branching tree of possible futures. While others move forward easily, you're still examining the variables. Psychologists call this analysis paralysis, a state where excessive cognitive processing freezes action instead of improving it. Ironically, the ability that should make decisions easier makes them harder. And here's the twist. You don't even realize you're doing it most of the time. 2. You struggle to connect. You don't crave noise. You crave depth. Surface-level conversation feels hollow. You want meaning, nuance, intellectual tension. But most social settings revolve around comfort, not complexity. Not everyone wants to explore philosophy, question reality, or unpack human behavior over lunch. So you adapt, you simplify yourself, and slowly you begin to feel alone, even in a crowded room. What hurts isn't the silence, it's the sense of not being fully understood. And this gets deeper than it seems. 3. You notice everything. Patterns, micro-expressions, tone shifts, inconsistencies. Your brain constantly scans beneath the surface. You see motives others miss. You detect dishonesty before it's spoken. You sense emotional undercurrents in seconds. This heightened awareness is powerful, but it comes at a cost. Because when you perceive more, you also absorb more. Negativity hits harder. Manipulation becomes obvious. Hidden agendas feel exhausting. It's like living without mental filters, and that kind of clarity can quietly drain you. 4. You feel relentless pressure to succeed. From the outside, expectations sound flattering. You're smart, you'll figure it out. You always do well. But beneath that praise is a silent contract. Don't fail, don't slip, don't disappoint. One mistake and the narrative shifts. I thought you were intelligent. This pressure builds slowly and turns into anxiety. Psychologists call it imposter syndrome, the persistent fear that your competence is fragile, that at any moment someone will expose you as less capable than they believe, and no achievement ever feels fully secure. But the next struggle is even more paradoxical. 5. You get bored. Easily. Your mind craves complexity. Routine feels suffocating. Repetition feels draining. Predictability feels stale. Without challenge, your attention drifts. You zone out. You procrastinate. You lose momentum. Not because you lack discipline, but because your brain requires stimulation to stay engaged. And when it doesn't get it, motivation collapses. Here's what most people misunderstand. High intelligence doesn't automatically create productivity. It demands the right level of difficulty. Otherwise, you disengage. 6. You wrestle with perfectionism. Your standards aren't just high, they're relentless. You don't aim for good, you aim for flawless. Psychology calls this maladaptive perfectionism, the belief that anything short of perfection equals failure. So you over-edit, over-prepare, over-criticize. And even when you succeed, it doesn't feel sufficient. The bar keeps moving. This constant internal pressure leads to burnout, frustration, chronic dissatisfaction, because no outcome ever matches the ideal in your head. And the most dangerous part? You think this pressure is necessary. 7. You question everything. Authority, tradition, assumptions. You don't accept information at face value, you dissect it. Even your own beliefs aren't safe from scrutiny. You analyze your thoughts, challenge your emotions, interrogate your decisions. This intellectual independence is powerful, but it can also destabilize certainty. Because when you question everything, including yourself, you rarely feel absolute. And sometimes, clarity becomes doubt, and doubt becomes isolation. And we're not done yet, because the final struggle goes even deeper, into something most people never articulate. If any of this resonates, it's not coincidence, it's pattern recognition. And that might explain more about you than you expected. That relentless curiosity, the need to dig beneath the surface, is what fuels innovation. It pushes you to question assumptions, to reimagine systems, to see connections others overlook. But here's the paradox. The same depth that allows you to build new ideas can quietly distance you from people who prefer simple conclusions. When you live in layers, small talk feels two-dimensional. And sometimes, you start to feel like you're speaking a different language. But this next struggle goes even deeper, and it's rarely discussed. 8. You carry emotional weight that isn't yours. High intelligence often walks hand in hand with high empathy. You don't just understand people logically, you feel them. Their stress lingers in you, their sadness echoes, their anxiety becomes your tension. You absorb emotional atmospheres without trying. Psychologists refer to this as emotional contagion, the unconscious tendency to internalize the emotions of others. And the dangerous part? You may not even realize it's happening. You just feel heavy, drained after conversations, overwhelmed in crowded rooms, exhausted by problems that were never yours to solve. Intelligence sharpens perception. Empathy amplifies emotion. Together, they can become overwhelming. Being highly intelligent isn't about possessing every answer. It's about perceiving complexity, seeing contradictions, noticing nuance, recognizing patterns in chaos. You experience the world in layers, emotional, psychological, philosophical. And while that depth is powerful, it can also feel isolating, confusing, even painful. Because awareness removes illusion, and illusion is often what makes life lighter. But here's what matters. If this felt uncomfortably personal, if parts of this sounded like your internal monologue, your mind is not a flaw. It's not something to suppress, not something to apologize for. It's a rare cognitive instrument. It simply requires balance, clear boundaries, and the right environment to thrive. You're not too intense, not too sensitive, not too much. You just process reality at a deeper resolution than most. And once you learn how to manage that depth, it becomes your greatest strength, not your burden.